Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We have a big video today. There is a lot to cover. We're going to talk about the Rick Shields, the Good tournament. We're going to talk about what you guys have been incessantly asking me about regarding that whole situation. And we got some YouTube golf news to cover as always. So, welcome back to the channel. Be sure, hit that subscribe button for me. A vast majority of you guys watching aren't subscribed. I think a lot of you maybe watch on your TVs, your computers, you just don't know, or it's just my videos will keep getting recommended to you even if you're not subscribed. So just double check for me, and if you aren't and you enjoy this content, hit that button for me. That'd be great. Also, really quick, two things. Number one, tree gone. Like I promised, it was pickup a couple days ago. I had to wait until they came around to pick up the Christmas trees. I couldn't take it out. It was a real tree. That's why I was up so late. And number two, yes, my dog did get my hat. But I like this hat, so I'm wearing it. I'll get a new one eventually. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so YouTube golf news. Now, number one thing we all have to be aware of. The Grant and Garrett, the GM golf match reunion of those boys. Ryder made this trailer. It is the most tear-jerking, emotional thing I've ever watched. So depending when this video comes out, I think this might actually come out just before their video does, but I mean, I think I'll try to do that. I'll try to get it out just before so you guys have a bit of a warning. But yeah, 2 p.m. CST, it's gonna be out. Listen, the reunion we've all been waiting for, that tear-jerker trailer by Ryder, it was just cool, man. It's cool to see like the beginning, middle, and end. It's cool that they showed kind of the introduction on the podcast, and then obviously the goodbye stuff and the clips of Grant, and it just like, yeah, it brings a lot together. There's a lot of emotion that went around this whole situation. So the fact that these boys are coming back together, the fact that I am 99.99% sure that they're competing together February 7th, it's all good. So obviously tune into that. Today is Grant and Garrett day. Tomorrow is also Grant and Garrett day. Grant 9 holes, the second 9 holes of the video will be coming out tomorrow on Grant's channel. I'm assuming part 1 is going to be on GM Golf, and that just usually is how it's done. The bigger channel gets the first part, the smaller channel gets the second part. I could be wrong, but I think that's what's happening. Anyway, that's going to be tomorrow. There's 2 parts either way, today and tomorrow. It's a lot. So very, very exciting news. Speaking of exciting news, and speaking of GM Golf, and speaking of Garrett Clark, yesterday Good had a live streamed hole-in-one challenge. They went live once again so they've announced it now that NBC is their broadcast partner for February 7th. I mean, just the coolest thing ever. NBC is going to be partnering with Good to broadcast the 2-man scramble YouTuber tournament that they're hosting in Arizona, February 7th. I'm going to be there, very excited for that. A lot of your favorite creators, pretty much all your favorite creators are going to be there participating and playing, which is very exciting. The fact that they're having such a massive broadcast partner is also exciting. But they've been doing their own live streams, probably just to test some certain things out, test some equipment, whatever. And they have been absolutely killing it. Like, I understand that there are things they're figuring out. There are little, hiccups along the way. Like, I think the first one they did, there was some buffering issue. And then this past one and other ones, people are saying that, maybe just like the lag time in between. But listen, live streaming is different than YouTube video. I think a lot of people are comparing their live streaming to the YouTube videos. YouTube videos are cut and edited with retention in mind to try to pull you along, to try to tell a story. A live stream is much more about like watching something live. Like when you go to a PGA Tour event, you don't complain that 90% of the time you're there, you're not watching them hit golf shots, you're just watching them walk up and down the fairway. Whereas when you're at home watching TV, all you watch is the golf shots. You don't watch people walk up and down the fairway. Like, you understand that's the process of being there live. It's kind of the same as this. Doing it live, it just adds something different to it. They're interacting with the chat. Obviously, the people who put through donations, they get their names mentioned and all the kind of stuff. Like, there's intrinsic value to it. But to me, it's more about just like the proof of concept. The fact that they are literally yesterday doing this hole-in-one challenge, and it's Colin Ross in a golf cart, and somehow they have 4K video being streamed without a buffer this time from a tee shot behind the green, or behind the tee shot, hit the shot, cuts to a camera in front, real time, ball coming, cuts to a drone, ball coming up, landing, cuts to a green cam, ball landing on the green. I mean, I can't even begin to comprehend how he's doing that. I know very little about tech. I have no earthly idea how Colin Ross is doing that. It looks like he has an alien spaceship attached to him with this whole cart setup. If you watched any of those live streams, it's incredible what they are pulling off. It's just a great thing to have in the back pocket. They're not always going to want to pay boatload of money probably to partner with such a big broadcast company to put on such a big broadcast like they're going to be doing on February 7th. They may want to do other live stream events in-house. They may want to build out the opportunity and ability to do that. And I think because Good has such a unique ability to have people sit down and watch their content on TV already, I think a lot of us are used to watching a Good video sitting down eating lunch, whether it be on your computer or on your TV screen or whatever. We're going to be more inclined to tune into an actual live broadcast from them because of that. But I think them having the ability to do this is great for the future. So listen, yesterday, hole in one, obviously 3.5 hours in, about 3 hours in, Garrett, 9-iron, knockdown punch. He hit 2, kind of skipped on the green. It was his 3rd shot on that hole. He's telling the boys to stay in the cart. Skip, roll, boom, right in the hole. 3 hours in, pretty cool. I think it was inspired, I'm guessing, maybe by the Jersey Jerry live stream, because that was obviously a big internet moment. And I think these guys doing it was, I mean, we all kind of knew probably a hole-in-one was going to come. I know statistically it's against them, but I mean, it's good. And it's Garrett. And like, I don't know, he just seems to be able to pull these things off. So the fact that he got it too at the beginning of Garrett week, at the beginning of GM Golf and Grant week, that was cool. Big kickoff. Dude's got a lot going on right now. Very epic moment for him. But let's get back to the tournament and specifically the Rick Shields questions. You guys have been pestering me ever since I announced, and not pestering in a bad way, in a good way, I love it. But I've been getting countless DMs and comments from you guys since I talked about the fact that Rick isn't going. He commented on one of their videos. He didn't really announce it in any way, he just commented. You kind of had to dig, but I found that comment, basically, posted a video of it, got a bunch of views. People are like, what the heck? He's not going to the tournament. Now, a little bit of backstory, because a lot of people are, number one, confused about how this all happened, why this is even like dramatic at all, why people are upset about this. Essentially, around this time last year, a little later, I think it was like April of last year, maybe March of last year, just before the Masters, Rick announced that in 2023, he was going to host the YouTube Masters. This is what he called it initially. He had the YouTube Golf Day back in 2019, which was an event he put on. He had a bunch of creators, mainly UK-based creators out. COVID kind of squashed his ability to do that again in 20, 21, 22, whatever. He wanted to do that again this year. We had actually been calling for it. We've been talking about it on this channel that we wanted some sort of big creator tournament. It's crazy to think, actually, just a side note, that was like now like 9 months ago that we first started asking for that, and we're finally getting it. But anyway, he said he was going to do it in 2023. As the year went on, a lot of creators were kind of like, I've never heard anything about this. And the plans kind of just started to like fizzle out. There wasn't really plans. There wasn't much that was being talked about. It wasn't really being updated. There was like a couple here and there. And then we started to hear things from him that it might not be this year, or it might be in the States later this year, or whatever. So long story short, Rick did not end up hosting that tournament. All right, so no YouTuber golf tournament in 2023. Well, to start off, or end off 2023, start off 2024, but the announcement was still in 2023. Good. Obviously, comes out with this 2-man scramble, calling out all YouTube creators, allegedly, but pretty surely having almost all of them coming. Brian Bros are officially committed. 4Plays officially committed. Brant's officially committed. I think Mike is going to be there. I really do. I've asked him. He hasn't replied, so I don't think it's public information yet. But I think he's going to be there. I think literally I'd be surprised if Bob Does Sports were there, because him and Garrett, Bob and Garrett are so close. I think literally every big creator is going to be there, with the exception of Rick Shields. Rick Shields commented, like I said, on a podcast clip, basically being like, hey, sorry guys, travel plan's not going to be there. Now, at face value, Rick Shields, the biggest creator, having travel plans, a guy who travels a lot, an event that really only had like maybe 2 months notice on it, makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense that this dude has travel plans and this guy is not going to be able to come and do it. That's fine. But there's a lot of people wondering if he is pissed at them, if he is, you know, I don't want to say hurt, but like upset with the fact that Good essentially kind of did what he said he was going to do. And he didn't do it, and they did. I think there's two sides to this. Number one, professionally, I don't think so. I don't think it's possible. Rick is the man. Rick is YouTube golf. Rick is like understands and studies this thing and understands better than anyone. He understands that for our space to progress, these types of things need to happen, and he can't be the only one doing it. There has to be competition. There has to be other entities and people, whether it be channels, hosting tournaments. Like, more tournaments, more videos, more creators, the better. The more interest, the more eyeballs, everything. Good has a different audience than Rick Shields. Rick Shields has an audience that's very unique to him. There is crossover, of course, but Rick has assumedly a very heavy UK-based audience, more so than Good. Probably skews quite a bit older than Good's audience. So the fact that Good's hosting this tournament, they're probably getting a bunch of people to watch that maybe Rick wouldn't be getting to watch if he hosted the tournament and say Good didn't come. So I think professionally, I think it's great, and I think he sees that. That's just my opinion. But personally, I mean, listen, personal doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's business. It shouldn't matter. Like, YouTube is business, and these guys are doing things. Good can't be at fault for this. Like, if you're trying to hold Good at fault for like hosting a tournament, like, why? Like, it's not, that makes zero sense. Like, just because Rick didn't host a tournament and Good Good is hosting a tournament, doesn't mean that either one of those people is at fault or in any kind of like hot water or whatever. I just don't see it that way. I see it as like two completely separate things. And if Good Good wants to host a tournament and they're able to actually pull it together and make it happen, great. Just like this year, hopefully, Rick will also be able to do the same thing in his own way. The tournament will probably look different. I think Rick had talked about wanting to do just like a straight up stroke play, maybe handicap, but like single person tournament, multi-day tournament. Whereas Good Goods is like, obviously it's like 14 holes and it's 2-man scramble and it's night golf and like, it's a bit more like classic Good, like spectacle type stuff. So listen, at the end of the day, rising tide raises all ships. I do not think Rick is actually upset about this. I don't. I can't speak for Rick. Obviously, I haven't talked to him about it, but you guys keep asking me if I think there's like some sort of tension or beef. No, I don't think, this is just a hot take, I don't think they're going to collab again this year. I don't think we're going to see a Rick Shields and Good collab. I don't think it's because of this, or at least we're not going to see Good traveling to the UK for an entire week. I don't think that's going to happen this year. That's what I'm saying. Maybe they'll collab at one off random point if Rick's in the States or whatever. I don't think it's because of this though. I think that collab has just kind of run its course. I think 2 Rick Shields UK Good weeks, that's enough. Like, I don't think this year's collab did significantly less views than the first year's collab. And I think that just shows that, like, all right, like the first time it was really cool. Second time it was kind of like, meh, all right. I don't think there's going to be a third time. That's just a random anecdote. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. That's your YouTube golf news today. Go ahead and enjoy, and hopefully, depending how quickly I can edit this, an hour's time, the amazingness that is going to be the GM Golf and Grant collab. I totally understand if my video doesn't do as well today. Those guys are the GOATs. They deserve your views. But yeah, thank you to those of you who did tune in. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.